Objective Paleontology, multiple choice questions with answers. These are the collection from various previous years question papers and hope useful for various competitive exams like CSR, NET, GATE, GSI, Civil Services exam and other exams. Welcome to set 10. First question, an index fossil may be defined as the one which has a limited geographic distribution and shows a short range in time. B. Wide geographic distribution and a well extended stratigraphic range. C. Limited geographic distribution and a wide range in time. D. Wide geographic distribution and a limited stratigraphic range. Index fossil, any animal or plant which is preserved in the rock record of the earth, that is a characteristic of a particular span of geological time or particular environment. And a useful index fossil, it must be distinctive or it has to be easily recognizable, abundant and have a short geologic range and a wide geographic distribution. So that's why D is the correct answer. Next question. The process of fossilization is influenced by environmental factors. Which one of the following provides a more favorable condition for the preservation of organisms? This was the question asked in Civil Services Preliminary Exam 1996. Choices given are A. Oxygenated environment, B. Burial in coarse grained sediments, C. Burial in fine grained sediments and D. Embedded in hard rocks. So the correct answer is burial in fine grained sediments. So the conditions for the best preservation of fossils is rapid burial in sediments which contain high levels of minerals. Burial in fine grained sediments, it more favors the fossilization. So C is the correct answer. Next question. When the individual corallites in a compound coral are free and diverge from one another, the corallum is termed as A. Dendroid, B. Fasciculate, C. Massive and D. Basaltiform. So the correct answer is A. Dendroid. Corallite is the cup-like calcareous skeleton of a single coral polyp, and the shape of the corallites may be they may be ceratoid, cylindrical, or calcedoid, petallate, and fasciculate, massive, basaltiform, dendroid, like that. When the individual corallite in a compound coral are free and they diverge from one another, then the corallum is termed as dendroid. And when they are parallel to one another, it is known as a fasciculate. And if the corallites are in contact to one another, owing to the growth pressure, the corallum is termed as a massive. So here the question given is when the individual corallites in a compound coral are free and diverge from one another, then the corallum is termed as dendroid. A is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following characters helps to differentiate Gangamopteris from Glossopteris? So how do you distinguish Gangamopteris from Glossopteris plant fossils? So A. Presence of midrib, B. Absence of midrib, C. Presence of reticulate venation, D. Presence of parallel venation. So the correct answer is the D. Absence of midrib. The main identifying feature of the Glossopteris is the cross connections between the lateral veins. This forms a net venation pattern on the leaf, so which is seen in fossil imprints. If a midrib is present, it is classified as a Glossopteris, while if midrib is not present, then it is classified as a Gangamopteris. So midrib is absent in Gangamopteris. So the correct answer is absence of midrib. Next question. Two walls of a lamellibranch shell are referred to as A. Larger and smaller, B. Right and left, C. Dorsal and ventral, D. Anterior and posterior. The two walls of a lamellibranch shell are known as a right and left. Lamellibranchs are also known as a bivalves. So bivalves, by definition, they possess the two walls or two shells, a right wall and a left wall, that are joined by a ligament. And the two walls usually articulate with one another using the structure known as a teeth, which are situated along the hinge line. So the two walls of a lamellibranch shell are referred as right and left. B is the correct answer. Next question. Brachiopods are, all these questions were asked in Civil Services Preliminary 1996. So the choices are A. Bottom dwelling or benthonic marine animals, B. Bottom dwelling, benthonic freshwater and marine animals, C. Free swimming, also known as a nectonic freshwater and marine animals, D. Free floating, that is planktonic marine animals. So the correct answer is A. Bottom dwelling benthonic marine animals. So brachiopods are exclusively marine bivalved animals. Brachiopods, they live exclusively on the seafloor. They are therefore called as benthic animals. So most brachiopods live on the shallow continental shelf. So brachiopods are bottom dwelling marine animals. A is the correct answer. Next question. The two walls of a brachiopod shell are A. equal in size and inequilateral, B, unequal in size and equilateral, C, unequal in size and inequilateral, D, equal in size and equilateral. The two walls of a brachiopod shell are unequal and equilateral. The shell comprises two walls that are composed of a calcite or chitinophosphate or calcium phosphate plus organic matter. And the pedicel, this is also known as a ventral wall. It is typically externally convex, and the other wall, that is known as a brachial or a dorsal wall, it may be similar, but in some brachiopods it is extremely concave or more rarely conical. So brachiopods are equilateral. So equilateral means the top and bottom shells of an animal are mirror images of each other. So that's why the two walls of brachiopod shell are unequal in size and equilateral. B is the correct answer. Next question. The larger wall with a coral-like conical structure and the smaller wall with a toothed lid is found in A. Ostrea, B. Hippuritis, C. Griffia, and D. Exogyra. So the correct option is A. Ostrea. Ostrea is a bivalve mollusk, and Ostrea angas is commonly known as the Australian flat oyster. Ostrea is it has a roughly triangular to oval shell with a slightly hooked beak, and the upper known as a right wall, it tends to be heavily eroded and exposing calcareous layers. So A. Ostrea is the correct answer. Next question. Which one of the following is common to both lower and upper Gondwana deposits? A. Glossopteris, B. Trilophyllum, C. Spinophyllum, D. None of the above. So all these three does not fit. That's why D is the correct answer, because Glossopteris, Spinophyllum, they belongs to lower Gondwana, and Trilophyllum belongs to upper Gondwana flora. So here which is common to both lower and upper Gondwana is none of the above. D is the correct answer. Next question. In a brachiopod shell, the plane of symmetry passes A. Between the two walls, B. Across the two walls from umbo to the opposite margin, C. Across the two walls from side to side, D. Between or across, none of the above. So in a brachiopod shell, the plane of symmetry passes between the two walls. In a brachiopod shell, the plane of symmetry passes between two walls. That means brachiopods are equilateral. This means the top and bottom shells of the animals are mirror images of each other. So A is the correct answer. Next question. Trace fossils would include A. Burrow, skin impression and trial, B. Burrow, boring and trial, C. Burrow, skin impression and boring, D. Skin impression, boring and trial. Trace fossils include burrow, boring and trials. The term trace fossil, it means fossilized evidence of an animal's trace rather than its body. And trace fossils includes footprints, nests, burrows, borings and trail, and even fossilized feces. B is the correct answer. Next question. What is node preserved as a fossil is conserved after translation or transformation? Which one of the following served as a good example of the above statement? A. Mold, B. Petrified wood, C. Coal, D. Desiccated worm. The correct answer is petrified wood. Petrified wood forms when woody stems of plants are buried in wet sediments which are saturated with dissolved minerals, and the lack of oxygen slows decay of the wood, allowing the minerals to replace cell wall and to fill which are the void spaces in the wood. So here B, petrified wood is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following groups of organisms is found to be highly useful in the correlation of fossiliferous rocks? A. Planktons, B. Sessile benthos, C. Vagrant benthos, D. Land-living organisms. So sessile benthos is they are found to be highly useful in the correlation of fossiliferous rocks. Benthic organisms may be sessile. They may be attached to a firm surface such as rocks and man-made structures, or mobile, moving freely or in the bottom sediment. So benthos are present in all habitats from the intertidal to the abyssal plain. And in the rocky shore systems, sessile macrobenthic assemblage may act as ecosystem engineers for many smaller benthic organisms, and these are highly useful in the correlation of fossiliferous rocks. So B, sessile benthos is the correct answer. Next question. The correct order of taxonomic sequence is A. Phylum, order, family, class, genus and species. B. Phylum, family, class, order, genus, species. C. Phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. D. Phylum, order, class, family, genus and species. So the correct order is phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So the correct hierarchical arrangement of a taxonomy category is first comes to the phylum, next is class, next is order, next is a family, next is a genus, and next is a species. So C is the correct answer. Next question. Which one of the following is mainly responsible for getting fossil brachiopods mostly in closed valve condition? A. Articulating teeth and sockets. B. Shell symmetry. C. Muscle system. And D. Tight fit of the walls. So the correct answer is articulating the teeth and sockets. These are important and responsible for getting fossil brachiopods mostly in a closed valve condition. Next question. Shells of early Paleozoic lamellibranchs are not generally found preserved except in the form of molds and casts. This is because A. They lack durable shells. B. Their shells were mostly chitinous. C. Their tests were mostly calcareous. And D. Their shells were aragonite. The shells of early Paleozoic lamellibranchs were mostly chitinous. So that's why their shells are mostly chitinous. B is the correct answer. Next question. Aristotle lantern is. So what is Aristotle's lantern in echinoids? So A. A masticatory apparatus in echinoids. B. An organ for locomotion in echinoids. C. Used by echinoids for generating currents. And D. Used by echinoids as a defense mechanism against predators. So Aristotle lantern is a masticatory apparatus in echinoids. The mouth of the most sea urchins, that is, they belongs to the class Echinoidea. It is made up of 5 calcium carbonated teeth or jaws with a fleshy tongue-like structure, which is present within, and the entire chewing organ. So this is also known as a chewing organ or masticatory apparatus, and this is known as Aristotle lantern. It helps in chewing. So Aristotle lantern is a masticatory apparatus in echinoids. A is the correct answer. Next question. Gastropods live in A. Marine shallow water only. B. Freshwater only. C. Freshwater and brackish water. D. Marine, fresh and brackish waters and on land. So gastropods, they inhabit all aquatic environments from the deepest oceans, where they may live beneath 5 kilometers of water to small shallow freshwater ponds, and they are one of the few invertebrates to have colonized the land, and they can live up to an altitudes of 6,000 meters above the sea level. So they live in all the environments like marine, freshwater, brackish water and on land. So D is the correct answer. Next question. Not only the largest dinosaurs but also the largest known land animals found in the Jurassic and Cretaceous rocks are called. So apart from the largest dinosaur, what are the largest known land animals which are found in the Jurassic and Cretaceous rocks? So the choices are A. Sauropods, B. Erinthopods, C. Pleistocyrus, D. Tyrannosaurus. So the correct answer is D. Titanosaurs. So the titanosaur, it is also known as a Patagotian Majorum, and it may have been the world's largest terrestrial land terrestrial animal of all the time, based on the size estimates they made after considering the fossilized bones which has attributed to the species. And the collection, it included a femur that is known as a thymer bone, and that has measured about 2.4 meters. It's roughly around 8 feet from end to end. So this Titanosaurus is the largest known land animals which is found in the Jurassic and Cretaceous rocks. D is the correct answer. Next question. The process of fossilization takes place in A. Presence of oxygen. B. Absence of oxygen. C. Presence of nitrogen. D. Presence of carbon dioxide. So fossilization takes place generally in the absence of oxygen. The low amount of oxygen or absence of oxygen is important because it slows down the decomposition of the soft parts by bacteria, which favors the preservation of the soft parts as thin carbon.